Alright, so this is one of those things that you definitely don't want to wake up to. This is a Hyundai AM, this is a Hyundai i10, but to be fair, every vehicle of this era, you should have one of these in the back of your car, a spare. Sometimes you'll have a full tyre, just like the tyre that's on the vehicle. Sometimes you'll have this small tyre, small wheel, and it's usually called a space saver. It saves space. I've found this one here. Let's see. Boot. I've lifted up the vinyl. And then this tree's been here. So if you're a similar vehicle, you should have a similar setup. I've had the jack in there, and I've lifted that up, and that's where the space saver's staying. It's quite simple and straightforward. That bolt or fastener or whatever it is, yeah, that just holds it down. So if you're just accessing yours for the first time, come to the boot, blah blah blah, lift up the blah blah blah, grab this blah blah blah, turn it anti-clockwise, and then you should be able to access your jack and your space saver. I'm not sure how well I'll be able to prop this for you to see me in action, but this is what you're aiming to do. So this is your trolley jack here. There's a lip or a little groove in the jack, and there should be a lip on the seal of the vehicle. You're going to want to rest in there. To use the jack, it might look complex if you've never attempted anything like this before. You should have this part, and that basically goes into there. And after that, it's the same rules apply. It's left to open, like lefty loosey. You'll turn it. I've just got one at the moment, but you'll turn it this way basically, yeah, and that will cause the jack to rise, and you'll take it the other way for it to then close. Okay, before you lift up your vehicle with the jack, you'll probably want to loosen the wheel bolts, wheel nuts, lug nuts, whatever they're called, and this should also be with your trolley jack and spare. So we're going to crack the wheel nuts off first, because obviously with the car in the air, the wheel will move and you won't be able to. Then we're going to jack it up, as I've said. I don't know if I'll be able to film me doing that. Yeah, I'm in my slippers. This is my mum's car. I've just come out. And other than that, it's not too much more to it. Let's hope that these aren't on too tight. Because sometimes that's... Okay, there you go. So you've got these open. So this is one way to attack a flat tyre. You come out to it. There's not too many other ways. Other way would be obviously to get yourself an inflator of some sort. I might try and refer to some of some type. And if that is the case, obviously you just remove that cap, fasten the inflator, pump it up. If it gives you sufficient air to take it to a tyre repair shop, then that's what the other option. If it's a slow puncher, it might give you enough air to drive around for a bit. If it's an instant puncher, the air's going to come straight back out, and you're going to need to get something else, some other type of wheel on the vehicle before you can set off with it. I don't really advise driving on a flat tyre. You drive on a flat tyre a few miles, it definitely will condemn the tyre. And can usually damage the wheel. So they've all been cracked off now. I'm going to jack it up. I'll continue recording for as long as I can until it gets awkward. Other than that, swap that with that. It's the same thing I was doing, just with the car in the air. So we're going to see if we can find that lip. Yeah, the whole thing's pretty much a lip, to be fair. You can see the thickness of it. So I'm trying to get the toughest part of it. I think that'll be this part on this. You should be able to feel it. In fact, those little grooves tell you that that's where you want the jack. So, still trying to do it all with one hand whilst filming. Yeah, that feels like it's in the lip. Let's try and get it into the groove. See? It's quite snug, doesn't it? So that's how you want to jack up the jack. I'm gonna jack that up and I might continue recording after. Alright, so I've got mine slightly set up in the groove. I've held the jack up in the air with my hand close to the lip, and then I've twisted the what the heck do you want to call that? I've twisted the twisty thingy. I'll tell you what, so I made one mistake. I said it was anti-clockwise to open, but as you can see, anti-clockwise closes it. So clockwise to open, yeah, get it in the groove, and that will be in the air soon. So one thing I also forgot to mention, you want to have your vehicle on flat ground, a flat surface. You don't want it to be on a hump or leaning over to one side or etc, etc. Sometimes you can get away with that with a professional jack. Little jack like this, which will obviously come with your vehicle. You want to definitely get it on a steady surface. And like I say, I've got mine lined up now. As you saw, the wheels nuts have been cracked off earlier. So let's see if we can get the vehicle in the air and then get the wheel replaced. Just need just a little bit of clearance from the ground so the wheel's free. Really, my jack is a bit slanted, which isn't ideal, but I just don't want to do all this again. I'm just trying to get a video because I think it will be helpful. Because yeah, a lot of people, there are better ways to use this jack. I don't know if you're meant to twist it or whatever, but anyway, what you're going to do is get this going that way so this lifts up, and this car's nearly in the air now. Yeah, try and make sure the jack's straight. And like I say, we don't want to go too high. Just want to get some clearance from the ground. Enough clearance for that wheel to come off and the new wheel to go on. That's cool. So that's in the air now, as you can see, just about. And that wheel's just about free. Maybe a tiny bit more. Well, maybe not. This is quite a low profile. So let's get it off, yeah? Okay. In fact, I can see the culprit to this dumb ugly nail. And if you've got a problem like this, you can save this tyre. This one's puncture repairable. If you're on the road, like outside your house, things like this, you can do an external puncture repair. You can plug it, and I do have a video on that, so I might put that in the link. What can I say? There's many reasons why your tyre could be flat, but if that's the reason, usually the tyre's savable. That piece of crap out of here. Need I say any more? Reverse the removal, mate. You're not going to be able to tighten the wheel fully until it's on the ground. So you just run it on, put the bolts on, then lower the jack and then tighten it. Pacific torque probably going to be about 110, 110. Not too much important for this because it's only temporary, but make sure you don't over tighten it or under tighten it. yeah, it's not ideal filming circumstances. I hope you got that. I've just basically ran each nut till it meets with the hub, so they're as tight as they can get with it in the air, type of thing. And obviously we run that anti-clockwise, get that back down. Then when it's on the floor, I'll probably do like a quarter of a turn to nip them. And yeah, that's what that's saying. Temporary use only. Don't let me see you flaring down the motorway with your space saver gleaming and calling out for everyone's attention. But yeah, other than that, jack it down, tighten it up, and I hope that helps you sort out your flat tire.